And what's up, guys? On today's video we gotta replace the turbo. It's been making noises. I think the turbo seals are going bad. You know, it's smoking a little bit more. So let's take out this turbo. Let's unbox the new turbo, see what we're working with. Okay, so here, let's take the old one off. I don't know exactly why it was smoking so much. Probably the seal went bad. Well, let's show you guys the new turbo here. All right, guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Bully Kid checking in with the tuned R18 Honda Civic, boys. And on this video we got ourselves an eBay turbocharger. Yes, eBay Chinese snail. So on this video, guys, I'm gonna do the unboxing, walk you through it, and we'll see if this turbo is any good. All right, guys, here we have the box of the turbo. This is a Amusa turbo box, turbocharger system. And what do we have here? We have a T3 T4 turbocharger with a AR63. What does all that mean? Made in China to the USA, baby. Well, I'm gonna take all the components out of this box and we'll just go over some of these things. And this is a huge warning. This is a bigger warning than COVID itself. Should we really be concerned about this? Well, let's pop this turbo out of here. All right, guys, this is the turbo in all its glory. Now, these turbos online are going for about $100 to $130, $40, depending on where you can find it. And this is the basic turbo out there. A lot of D-series motors, a lot of D-series turbo kits are going out there with this AR15 with this spec. Now, this turbo right over here is a externally wastegated turbo. It's not an internally gated turbo, meaning you need a separate wastegate to manage the airflow out of this turbo in order not to overboost. Now, what comes with the instructions, you might ask? Well, since I got this used, I'm not sure if I got everything with this kit, but you do have some instructions. E-motor, general turbo application, Amusa turbo. It just pretty much tells you the instructions when you're installing this. Make sure your oil lines are connected. Make sure you have a proper drain. Make sure you circulate the oil through the turbo. Make sure you change your oil after you install the turbo and whatnot. General instructions, but you know, can't complain. We also got studs with the turbo kit here. We got 5 studs, and I'm assuming these studs would bolt up right over here to the exhaust flange. You got 5 locations for the studs to go to mount your downpipe. You also have a bunch of gaskets. You got the exhaust gasket, the downpipe gasket, the oil feed, and the oil drain gasket here. And from my understanding, these little gaskets are absolute garbage. A lot of people don't even run these factory gaskets that come with these eBay turbo kits because they will end up leaking. So take it with a grain of salt. Do what you think is best. But I mean, if you're buying an eBay turbo, you're already not doing what's best for your car. But hey, it's okay, guys. A lot of people run these eBay turbos and they still make a ton of juice. I'm not gonna break down how a turbo exactly works on this video. This is pretty much just a very short and entry-level video on the eBay turbocharger. It comes packaged pretty dang good, I must say. It has all the openings capped off with these plastic caps, which is always a good thing. You don't want crap getting into the turbocharger. You got the inlet, outlet, oil feed lines all capped off, which is very, very good. Now, this is a journal bearing turbo. It's not a ball bearing turbo, and you can't expect much more from this kind of turbo kit. So overall, the turbo is pretty dang heavy. I'm assuming this is at least 15 to 20 pounds. Now, you got your intake side and your exhaust side. The exhaust gases, as they're exiting through the turbo, they spin this propeller right over here. This, thus, in turn, spins the opposite propeller right over here, which is the cold side. This is where the fresh air comes in, spins around here, and you're forcing this fresh air back into your intake manifold The more air you can get into your engine, you can compensate more fuel in the combustion chamber, thus creating a bigger explosion. A bigger explosion means more horsepower, but with proper tuning. You guys can't just throw on these turbo kits and expect to go fast. You need supporting mods such as fuel injectors, such as engine management, such as an intercooler. And you got to make sure your engine can at least handle 8 to 10 pounds, because most of these external wastegates come with an 8 to 10 pound spring factory. So just make sure you think about all that before you buy one of these snails. Now right here, turbocharger model T3 T4, it does have a serial number. I guess they do balance these things before they ship them out, and that's one thing I noticed. If you look inside the propeller right here, some of these screws are actually grinded off, both on the intake and the exhaust side. So it seems like they do balance these things, and I'm sure if you guys get these from the eBay seller themselves, there should be some kind of sheet that came with the turbo that gives you the results of the balancing. Because again, we bought this secondhand, we don't have those results with us, but we know it was balanced because both sides are grinded off. The turbo has no shaft play whatsoever. Everything is solid. I don't want to spin the propeller too much because again, there is no oil going into the bearings right now, and I don't want to ruin a turbo that's perfectly good right now. But right over here, you can see it was grinded off as well. Now, there's many things when choosing the right turbo. You got to make sure a turbo is suitable for your vehicle, for your engine, for your power output. And this is where all these numbers, these AR numbers, come into play. So this is a AR50 cold side. So the turbo size is a 0.50 right here. The hot side right over here is a 0.63, and you can see where it says those specifications somewhere. Let me show you. Right over here it tells you AR63 on the hot side. So these number variations between the cold side and the hot side pretty much are going to dictate how fast the turbo can spool up and where it's going to make the power, whether it's in the mid-range, the top end, the low end. You see a lot of turbos with a smaller hot side and a bigger cold side. So that means the turbo will spin up quickly and it will create a lot more power down low. But these combinations are endless, and you can create whatever kind of performance power band you want. So keep that in mind when you're buying these turbos. Now these, again, they're just standard turbos. These kind of turbos mainly make more boost in the high mid-range to top end power, because again, these eBay sellers know if they create a turbo that spools quickly, you know, the more boost you put in on an engine down low in the low RPM band, and if you don't have forged internals, you can say bye-bye to your rods and pistons. Alright guys, so overall I'm pretty happy with the turbo. You know, it seems like it could do the job quite well, especially if you're not really going crazy with the boost. If you got a daily driver and you just want a little bit more kick, I can see these things working again with the supporting mods. Now the only thing that looks cheap on this turbo kit is just the cold side casting, this bright aluminum look finish to it. It just doesn't look as good as it can. So stay tuned guys, we might end up doing a video where we paint the cold side right here, clean it up, make it look high end. Well, thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure you like the video guys. Stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. We got more content for you, and hopefully one day guys, we become boosted. Catch you guys on the next video. Peace.